Welcome to Yoga 77. My name is Jackie. We'll begin at the top of our mat today. Just begin by inhaling, arms up and overhead, and then exhaling, come into your forward fold. As much bend in the knees as you wish, and then inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or above the knees. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to downward facing dog. Just begin by taking some movement through your down dog, pedaling out one foot at a time down towards your mat. Just begin to create a little bit more length through the backs of your legs. Let's take a few more rounds of this. You might prefer to come into stillness for a few breath rounds. And then as you are ready, just draw forward into your high plank. Bring the knees down and draw the hips back into child's pose. Again, just reconnecting to your breath here. Let's take another 3 to 4 breath rounds. Just notice your breath, bring an awareness to your breath. And if it's available, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And then it might be your next inhale. Draw yourself towards tabletop. Tuck toes, hips high, downward facing dog. Again, just a little bit of movement, pedaling out or coming into stillness, whichever serves you today. And then just come forward onto your toes. Look to the top of your mat. Bring yourself up to the top of your mat. You might walk up and just come back into your forward fold. Ground down with the feet, rise up. Might bring arms up above your head, palms to heart center. With your breath, inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, maybe on your inhale. Exhale, plant hands down, step your right foot back, lower down on that right knee. Rise up into your low lunge, bringing arms up and overhead. Eye gaze might come up. Just going to stay for a couple of breaths here. And then exhale the hands down. Bring your right hand down onto your mat. And then just open up through the right leg. So the foot has come off the mat. Reach the left leg out to the side. And the left hand can come up towards the ceiling, or you might bring the left arm alongside your body, coming through extended side plank. Nice, and we'll just stay for a few breath rounds here. Option is to have the toes down on your mat, or floating that foot off. And when you're ready to come down, just look down, bring that hand down. We're going to take it back into downward facing dog. Hips high. Beautiful, draw forward, come into your high plank, option to stay on the toes, maybe down on the knees, lower down with control, onto the belly. Rolling shoulders back, lift through the chest, come into your cobra. Beautiful, and then take it back into downward facing dog. Again, just take a few more breath rounds in your down dog. Again, you might prefer stillness, you might prefer pedaling out. Just start to draw those feet a little bit more down towards your mat if that's there for you. And then lifting the right leg into three-legged dog. You're going to bring that knee in towards the nose, lift up through the belly, foot between the hands, lower down on the back knee. And again, we'll come up into low lunge. Just notice that connection of your front foot into the mat, so that nice foundation stability through the front leg. Again, eye gaze might come up. Doesn't have to. Couple more breaths here. Beautiful. So again, we're going to bring the left hand down this time. Open that left leg up and then extend through the right leg. Right arm reaches. It might come alongside your ear. Again, we're just holding on this in this shape. Get option for those toes. You can have them down on the ground. Might lift the foot off. Just think of length through the side body, activation through your core. And then when you're ready to come down, look down, bring the hand down. We'll take it back into downward facing dog.
And we'll pause in stillness and down dog this time. Just see if you can really ground down with the feet, even weight through both feet, and almost like you're trying to draw the feet away from each other. So see if you can allow enough bend through the knees to allow the center of your big toe, the center of your little toe, and the center of your heel to be down towards the mat or in that direction. Beautiful. And then draw forward. Come up on your toes, look forward, come to the top of your mat. It might be a jump, it might be little steps. Come into your forward fold. Ground down with the feet, rolling all the way back up. Beautiful. Arms might reach up. There might be a baby back bend there. And hands through heart center. Again, on your breath, inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold, plant the hands, left foot steps back, coming down on the back knee, setting up for your low lunge, finding that lift, lifting up through the spine, especially through the lower spine, activating through your center like you're bringing everything into midline. Again, just staying for a couple more breaths here. Again, it might be your exhale, float hands down, take the left hand out, open up through that left leg, extend through the right leg. Again, option with that top arm. Might have space to bring it alongside your ear. Just notice your breath in this shape. See if you can keep the breath somewhat even and steady. Finding your focus, noticing your strength through your center. And then look down, bring that hand down. We'll take it back into downward facing dog, moving nice and smoothly. Beautiful. And then from down dog, we're going to draw forward, come through chaturanga. So option again to come down on the knees or stay on the toes, lowering down with control. Beautiful. Roll shoulders back, lift through the chest. Cobra. Now you might have space to come a little higher up into your upward facing dog. And then we'll take it back into downward facing dog. Again, just a little pause here this time. Just letting that settle, the idea of drawing feet away from each other. So noticing the connection of your feet to your mat. You can bend through those knees as much as you wish. Lifting the left leg, three-legged dog. And again, we're going to scoop that leg under, knee towards nose, foot between the hands, lower the back knee. Again, rising up into your low lunge. Find that lift. Eye gaze might come up, and you might like to bring in that activation, drawing front foot back to back leg to front foot. Drawing in through your midline. Might be your exhale, bring that right hand down, take the right foot out a little, extend through the left leg, lengthening through the side body. Bringing your connection back to your breath, if you can, breathing in through your nose and out through the nose. And again, look down, bring that hand down, take it back into downward facing dog. Again, just taking a pause here. We'll look forward, come up on those toes, come all the way to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Ground down with the feet, rising all the way back up. Arms might rise, palms meet through heart center. Just let that go. Come into mountain pose, Tadasana. Just notice any sensations in your body. Really just take the time to check in and come into awareness of what's happening inside your body, or interoceptive awareness. And so just notice any sensations, maybe any thoughts that have popped up, any emotions. Just really noticing what there is to notice without any expectation. Just be curious. What is happening in your body? Anything that comes up? Just observing without having to change anything or stop anything. Just observe. It's Just take another 2 to 3 breath rounds here. Nice, and then just blinking eyes open again with your breath, inhaling arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Come to your halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands, step the right foot back, stay up on the toes this time. Come to the fingertips and we'll rise up into crescent lunge. Again, find that length through the spine. Reconnecting to your breath, that sense of drawing everything into the midline, so that might mean bringing your inner thighs in towards each other. Beautiful. We'll bring the right hand down, and then option to bring the left hand to the waist as we come into a side plank. So option is to keep the left foot in front as you come up on the blade edge of the right foot, or you might take the foot back further and come into your full side plank. Option to bring the arm up towards the ceiling in a sense of lifting up through the side body. So lifting the hips up, finding your inner strength here. Maybe a couple more breaths. And then we'll look down, bring that hand down. We'll come into high plank. Beautiful. Maybe some shifts forward and back. And then lower down, come through your chaturanga or into child's pose, your choice. So you might come into your baby cobra. You might push down with the tops of the feet and find an active upward facing dog. Beautiful. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Just taking a pause here in your down dog. Again, see if you can notice the connection of your feet to your mat. That sense of drawing the feet slightly apart. And then lifting the right leg into three-legged dog. Again, we'll scoop the knee towards nose, foot comes between the hands. Ground down with your back foot. We're going to come up for our warrior one. Beautiful. So grounding down with that back foot. Checking that the hips are somewhat square to the top of the mat. Bending through the front knee. Again, eye gaze might come up. We'll just stay for a few breath rounds here. Again, that sense of drawing into your midline, drawing the thighs towards each other. Nice, and from our warrior one, we're going to take it into our warrior two. So back foot just swivels back a little bit more, opening through the front right hip. Again, we'll stay for a couple more breath rounds here in warrior two. Nice, and come up onto the back toes. Windmill the back arm, frame the front foot, and we'll take it all the way back to high plank. Again, maybe those shifts forward and back, coming down through your chaturanga. Coming into your cobra, maybe into your upward facing dog, and we'll meet in down dog. Beautiful, and then just coming to the top of your mat, we'll meet in forward fold. Ground down with the feet, roll all the way back up. Again, arms might float up, you might even come up onto your toes. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhaling, arms up. Going with your breath, come into your forward fold. Might be your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping the left foot back, again staying up on the back toes, come up on the fingertips, rise up into your crescent lunge. Again, finding that sense of drawing in through the midline, through the center. Stay for a few more breath rounds. Then it might be your exhale, bring that left hand down. Going to come onto the blade edge of the left leg. Again, the right leg might stay in front, a little bit more support, a nice way to lift up through the hips. Or you might bring the foot on top, keep the hand at the waist, or go with those wobbles, bringing your hand up towards the ceiling. So lifting up through the hips. Maybe a couple more breaths, finding your focus. And then looking down, windmill the hand down, come back into high plank, little shift forward, lower all the way down, coming through your chaturanga. Again, coming into your cobra, pushing down with the tops of the feet. You might come into up dog, really make this yours. And then downward facing dog. Just a moment to pause here in your down dog. Grounding down through those feet. Again, just bringing the feet, activating a little bit away from each other. And then lifting up the left leg, three-legged dog. Again, scooping under, draw the knee towards the nose, foot between the hands, ground down with that back foot. Rising up, so keep a nice bend through the front leg, coming into your warrior one shape. So squaring the hips towards the top of the mat. Again, eye gaze might come up. We'll stay here for a few breath rounds. And we'll take it into warrior two, just placing the back foot down. Beautiful, grounding down with the blade edge of the back foot. Might just take some movement coming in and out, finding your warrior two shape. And we'll just stay here for a few breath rounds. Finding that focus, centering, observing your breath. Beautiful. We'll windmill that back arm, come up on those back toes, frame the front foot. We'll take it back to downward facing dog. Again, maybe some movement, just pedaling that out. Beautiful. Then draw forward, come down onto your knees. Just rinse it out with a few cat-cows, just finding some movement through the spine. Maybe side to side. Might feel like drawing back towards child's pose, drawing forward, coming over the wrists. Just really find your own movement here, just to find a little bit more space, a little bit more fluidity, movement through your spine. So it could be cat-cow, it could be side to side, it could be drawing forward and back. Be a bigger movement, a smaller movement, slower, faster. Just really make it yours. Nice, and then just bring your legs in front of you. Just coming into a seated position on your mat. Sitting nice and tall on your sit bones. Notice the length through your spine. And then just chuck the chin in towards your belly as you roll yourself all the way back down to your mat. Just take your time coming down. Just notice the activation through your center, through the core. Beautiful. Then keep the arms going. Reach out through the arms, point out through your toes. Reach as long as you can, as tall as you can. Nice, and then draw legs in towards your belly. Give yourself a hug, curl into a little ball. Just a little rock side to side. Bring the arms out to the side. Bring the feet out a little wider, maybe to the edge of your mat. And just let the knees come down to the left side. Eye gaze might come out over your right shoulder, right arm. Again, we'll just stay here for a few breath rounds. No need to force anything, just let gravity draw the shoulders down and back. Just let everything settle. Maybe noticing where you can feel your breath in the shape. Just a couple more breath rounds. And then you might use your inhale to bring your gaze, your legs back up through center. Just take any little adjustments before taking it down to the other side. So just let the knees come down to your right, gaze to the left side. Again, you might close your eyes down. Just take a couple more breath rounds here. And inhale back through center. Nice, and then just bring your feet in a little closer, about hip distance apart, arms by your side. Just take some movement through the pelvis, just rocking your pelvis forward and back like you're just massaging out through the sacrum, pelvis area, the tailbone. And the next time your pelvis tilts back, spine down towards the mat, ground down with the soles of your feet, just start to lift your buttocks off your mat. We're going to hold in our bridge. You might have space to interlock the fingers in behind your back. Walk the arms, shoulders in towards each other. And then lift the hips up, bringing chin in towards the chest, chest towards chin. And really push down with the feet here. So it's like you're drawing your legs towards each other, your inner thighs. Like you're trying to squeeze a block or a ball between the legs. The legs aren't actually coming together. There's a sense of keeping them parallel, but drawing them in towards each other. Stay for a couple more breath rounds. And when you're ready to come down, just let go of the fingers and slowly ripple all the way down your spine. Just let that go. Beautiful. Again, any movement here that feels right. Beautiful. Bring your left leg over your right leg and just start to bring the right foot off your mat. Nice. You might take it without using your hands, your arms, or feel free to bring a hand or a couple of hands in behind your thigh, but try to keep the shoulders soft. So you might like to give it a go without the arms, without the hands. Right, takes a little rock side to side. Just notice if you find any little interesting spots along the way. And you might just stay in those interesting spots a little longer, maybe some little movement there. Nice, and then just let that go. Let the foot come all the way down, connect with your mat. Uncross your left leg and we'll take it on the second side. So just crossing the right foot over the left leg. And you can see if you can use those tummy muscles to bring your left foot up and off your mat. Again, option to bring a hand behind your thigh to assist. But see if you can actively use your core muscles to keep the leg up. The other option, if there's enough sensation without bringing the foot up, just keep the foot down on your mat. Again, you might take those little rocks side to side. Just notice any interesting spots along the way. Then you might just linger there a little longer. Nice, and then just bring the feet down when you're ready, no hurry. Feel free to take any little final movements that feel right before coming into your Shavasana shape. So you might bring the feet to the edges of your mat, let the knees knock in together, bring the arms out wide, palms facing up. If you'd prefer to extend your legs out long or any other shape that works for you, go for it. Otherwise, just starting to allow your practice to integrate into your mind, into your body, and just starting to let go of any control. So just take those final movements, little adjustments. Just notice if there is anywhere that you're still holding on. Scanning through your body from the crown of your head down to your toes. Just noticing. And we'll stay here for one more minute. Shavasana. As you start to bring your mind back into your body, start to invite little movements back in. You might turn your head side to side, might wriggle out your fingers, maybe start some movement through your feet, your toes, your legs. You might choose to take a full body stretch. You might prefer to bring legs in towards your belly. Let's take whatever feels right. Maybe those little rocks side to side. And then we'll come into a seated position. So you might roll to one side. Just take a few breaths here. And then make your way into a seated position that's comfortable for you. That might be cross-legged, might be kneeling, might be seated on a chair. And just find a length through your spine. Just take those little adjustments. Find that comfortable seat. You might bring hands to heart center. Take a moment to acknowledge your practice, bringing love, kindness, compassion, sense of okayness to yourself for showing up for your practice today. And then we'll close with a shared breath. So breathing in, bringing arms up and overhead. Palms might meet. Exhale through your heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Go well. Namaste.